Hi, I'm Cash, and welcome back to Cash Talks Football, where we break down all the goals scored in the Premier League, using my over 20 plus years coaching experience, giving you different insights into the worlds of the footballs. Instead of ranting and raving, we try to teach you something about the game, so you can either take it away to become a better player or a better coach, or just learn a little bit more about what's going on. So today we're obviously doing the Manchester United West Ham breakdown, and quite frankly, United's having an awful season, and any United fan will tell you right now that this is a throwaway game. They wouldn't care about this as long as they win the cup final during, in a week or two, which I totally and utterly understand. There is a problem though, so I want to talk you through this sort of what can happen when you're trying to do things like that. It's a double-edged sword because I've coached both teams in two different scenarios when you're in good form and but you've got this really big game up, so you take your foot off the gas because you really want to win that. That's the important game. You've got to win that to, and then you get into the habit of taking your feet off the gas all the time. And to start back up again, it's very, very difficult. Now, when I've coached much, much better teams that are used to winning championships, it's easier for them to take their foot off and then accelerate again. For my rubbish teams that I've coached a lot of them, when you take your foot off the gas and then you're trying to go again, it's much, much harder. You're better off trying to get into a rhythm of winning games and getting momentum going forward. Everyone's going to go, oh, yeah, but people can get injured. They can get injured just walking down at any time. You can't play your life like you're going to get injured and that's going to ruin the final, because that means you're just going to ruin the final. You want to get yourself some momentum. You want to build up some trust in your players and moving forward. Now, I'm going to show you this, and this is just, honestly, this is awful for Manchester United. This is where the goal starts. It starts to build up from here. We're going to play a ball into the inside here. But I want you to look at how much separation there is in this formation that they're playing. There's absolutely nobody here in the middle of the park. Remember, this is where the ball is, right? So this guy's got no reason to be walking the furthest away from the ball. This guy here can actually jog, run, and sprint in because basically you've got what's called like a free hit. You don't actually impact the play because you're nowhere near the ball, so you're not going to make the ball carrier react to anything that you do, but you can get back early enough so you can recover your team shape because, well, you're miles away from the ball. So this is where you put your hard work in. And if they're not doing it now, they ain't going to do it in a final. It's that simple. Right, so let's just move this forward ever so slightly. Boom, here we go. And now you can see what I'm talking about. There's the pass coming into the midfield and this massive open space that these two could both come in, help, and squeeze. And now you're going to say, oh, but Ruben Amorim's system is we have two people high and wide and we do this. Yeah, I understand all of that. But there's also another thing that happens in football. Is space appears and somebody has to go and go and fill that space before someone walks all the way down the field and kicks the ball in the goal. Sometimes you have to give up what you're trying to accomplish in the long term because there's a 15-second minute in the game that you have to try to do something. It doesn't mean you're going to do it in the next 15 seconds because that means what's really happening is there's supposed to probably be someone else here, but you can see there's 1, 2, 3 United players over here, 4, someone's got caught up, someone else should be back here, and you need to fill in for him just for a minute until you can get your shape back. You shouldn't let this happen. So we're going to pick it up here from the moment where he picks the ball up. Now, feel free to subscribe to my Patreon. It's free over there. There's only like maybe 1 or 2 videos from a secret course that we don't talk about. You can watch that cost money. But the reason there's stuff on over there is because I let things play a little bit more, and I'm going to start uploading some more content over there, especially during the summer when I'm going to let things play a lot more, so I can actually show you and talk you through a lot more things much easier than I can on YouTube because they all get mad when you start playing their clips. Oh, let me just move my camera over to the other side so we can see more of the field. Right, so ball's gone from here to here, walked past these 2 players. Do you remember I said lazy player? Because he could have run back and done his job. Another lazy player could have run back and got in shape already. So now he's on the wrong side of the ball. All he's done is nobody has contested him. He's passed the ball there, and there is nobody there to contest him at all. Yeah. They're doing this almost at walking pace, just lays the ball back into this massive open space where everyone's still jogging. And this is what I'm talking about, work ethic. Because if you're not willing to do it and put it in, now you ain't going to do it in the final. By the way, little word on the finals. Anyone can win a final. Anything can happen. It's a final. One team can just choke. The other team can dominate. Both teams can go at it. But if United are hanging all their hats on it, I wouldn't be letting my players do this. I'd be screaming at them to put the effort in, which they clearly are not for this goal. Now from the no pressure here. Now, okay, so let me explain a little bit more so you can see it a little bit better. Right, so he's one of the guys that I wanted to run back, these 2 here. I wanted him to be back early, okay? So he would be defending in his shape early. The problem is he wasn't. So what he's actually done, he's come back and turned, and by the time he he's turned, this guy's already passed the ball. If he was already set, when this ball's passed, he'd be able to put pressure on over here because he was set. Look, but now he's too late, too slow, got a turn, and he's just a couple of seconds behind the play. And that's all it takes at this level to be 2 ticks away from what's going on. And he could have made that up earlier on. That's the cheating. That's the way you can make up your gaps. And when people go, oh, he's always in the right place at the right time. Yeah. Because when he's nowhere near the ball, he's got back into his shape quickly and early so we can read, understand the situation and sniff out danger. That has not happened here. And West Ham just start walking down the field. And of course, just like in the Premier League, they don't actually go to pressure the ball. But look, he's got all the time in the world to get his head up. You should be getting over as soon as he touches that ball. You start sprinting towards it. Why? It's this. All right. It's one of these concepts that's really easy for me to show on a field, but it's hard to explain. If you touch the ball, you can't touch it again. What does that mean? Well, you touch it, then you've got to walk towards it to touch it again. So he's touched it, it's gone away from him, so he's not in control of it. That's when you can make him panic, when you can pressure him and try to pressure him on his next touch. You start sprinting at him. They don't do that. They let him have it. As he walks forward, look, he's had a little look up, deciding he's going to put a cross into it. Still no one's pressuring the ball. You know he's about to cross it. Why aren't you going to stop the cross? No, we're just going to stand here in the midfield and not do anything. I'm amazed at how poor. Well, I'm not. I know how bad the coaching is all over the world because I've been doing it for so long. But I'm telling you, it is getting worse and worse and worse. So here we go. Look. Still, all the time in the world. Still, no one's pressuring him. No, we're not even worried or interested in that. And here's the other part when this happens. When he's not pressuring, all of a sudden, other players start going, well, are you going to go to the ball? Because I'm going to go to the ball. If he does, he comes out of shape and everything starts breaking down. Now, he lays it off to go for a little bit of a run to try to stretch him a bit. But again, he's going with the runner, but he's not really close enough. If that ball's played, he's still not going to get there anywhere near in time. A little bit of a creative flick. All the space in the world has opened up. Yeah, all sorts of news. Now, he's running across this way in the middle of the field with no one pressuring him, no one close. You can see, look at him coiled to go. He is nowhere near him. You can see what he's looking to do. Everyone can. As he goes forward, dump, straight away, the defender actually runs away from the player he's marking. Why? Because he's running towards the ball because there's no pressure on it. So he thinks he has to go and put pressure on it. And remember, it's all this quick. Do I pressure? No, I don't. Oh my God, the ball's gone. And it's that quick. Everything is that fast and it's all over the place. So now what we've got is panic reactions. Panic reactions are coming in because, let's be fair, they've walked down the field from their own half. No one's pressured the ball. Walked all the way into the Man United half. No one's pressured the ball. Passed it out wide. No one's pressured the ball. Gone down the wing. Flicked it back. No one's even close. Not even within 10 yards. And now he's just played a little ball cutely into the 18-yard box. And no one's got a clue what's going on. Here we go. Have a touch. Now we're looking for the panic. Oh, here's the panic. Sorry. Here it is. Here comes the panic. What am I going to do? Someone's got to put in a tackle. And this is a bit of a rash one here, to be honest. It's you're from behind. You're in the box. Don't go to ground. But guess what they'll do? Go to ground. You can't make up how bad this is. Like, genuinely, this is Manchester United. I mean, this is not supposed to happen. I mean, if the bottom 3 teams weren't so poor, United would have been in a relegation fight. And if they had had that extra pressure on them this season, I think they would have gone down genuinely because this is not a strong mental team. They would have, completely capitulated and got sucked in. But you've got a couple of world-class, well, not world-class players, close to world-class players that are keeping them from being sucked into that. Next season, I think with Leeds and Burnley coming up, they're going to be in for a shock unless they really get some reinforcements. Ball comes across though. Dosh. 1-0 West Ham. Just because Man United watched them walk down the field. It's completely and utterly insane to me. One thing you don't want to focus on when you're analysing goals is this last ditch thing here. So what I mean is him beating his player, him going to ground there, and then the cross coming in, and none of these players been marked in the box. If you are analysing or talking about this last little bit here, you don't know what you're talking about. Okay, this is something that's difficult to fix. because it's the play's in motion. What does that mean? The play's in motion, right? So they're all in dynamic transition. They're all moving backwards, all in a wave, doing a thing. Okay, so now everyone's reacting to what's happened previously. What you can fix is the walking down the field with the ball, all those times that you haven't pressured, all the time that you've let them have the ball for free for about a minute and a half without any pressure. That's the stuff that's the problem. This is the stuff that just happens in football, and you can't necessarily fix all these things unless you're a world-class defender and you're on the wrong side like he is here, and you can come across and somehow look. By the way, he's actually right. That's good positioning there. That's okay. Let's see if he stays strong enough, because he doesn't. We know he doesn't because they score. But how does he mess this up? He stops. He lets him get in front of him. Oh my goodness! You had him, and you just let him walk in front of you. Oh God! It's so bad. Okay, maybe you can fix this one little thing here as he taps it in the goal. But ultimately, these aren't the things that you fix, because the chances of that cross coming in a game, say it happens twice in a game, maybe. That ball getting transitioned through the midfield like it does happens every 4 minutes. That's the thing that you focus and you make sure never happens, so this situation never arises. But let's move it on. Let's look at the next goal. You know all the stuff I said about United should have done. This is what West Ham do, right? So pressure's on the ball, but it's not enough. It's okay, right? That's holding pressure. It's not pressure. So what does that mean? He's got his eye on the ball. He's stopping him walking down the field, bringing it down easily. What does the other teammates do? Exactly what I just said to do a second ago. They run back and get into their shape early, so they're in a defensive shape, right? Let's watch. Bump as they go. There we go. Keep your eye on 1-2 players here. Now here they are. We've got 1, 2. So they're kind of back a little bit. Now when he's looking for a pass, he's making it easier to intercept. Instead of him being here lazy and then passing the ball behind him and off he goes and walks down here, he's back in a position where he can actually read and tackle the ball. Same there. He can cut it out there or there. So he's hesitated. And remember, it's just for a split second. But what happens? Here comes a player. Now, this is another thing that's happening in football more and more. When I say it, and I'm not going to probably articulate it correctly, but I'm going to figure out a better way of saying it by next season, because it's happening more and more in football, and you know it. They're not playing football anymore. What they're doing is they're playing for, it's like AI is playing football. If I do this, I get a foul. So I'm going to fall over and get a foul because I expect a foul. Instead of just running forward with the ball and eating the space up and actually playing the game, well, as soon as he starts to get tackled, watch what happens. 1, 2, there we go. He's lost the ball. He's kicked it away. He's fallen on the floor. He's looking for a free kick. It's not a free kick. You've fallen over. He hasn't pushed you. You're just bad. You've done everything wrong. And now what you're looking for is the ref to bail you out because, well, you're just not wanting to play football properly. And it carries on through this whole goal right here. Let's just move it forward. I did like the hesitation, though, when they realised they could play on and they just bolted off down the field. But watch Harry Maguire here. Good old Harry Maguire. He tries to do the right thing. All he tries to do is take the player out. Watch. He's just too bad and slow. Watch. He just tries to take him out. Watch. Woomph. You see, he lunges in with his foot, trying to take him out. He's just too quick and he's gone past him. Fair play trying to take him out, but, yeah. Let's just move on a little bit to the outside of the box where I want to show you all that generic football nonsense. So here we've got Harry Maguire putting his hand up, so we know in the next 5 seconds someone is about to score a goal because he's telling somebody else what to do. His job right here is just to slow him down. That's it. Just slow him down. That's all he's looking to do is slow him down, and he doesn't. Can you see how easy it is? He's just cut inside him. His body shape's completely and utterly wrong. He's too far this way and not enough in towards the centre of the goal. He's basically opened up that gap between there because Harry Maguire stepped out. You can see that gap and he can just go through and exploit it because you aren't aware of what you are doing on the football field. Goes through, bump, little bit of a blocky miss hit. And this is what I'm talking about, AI playing football, right? Right here. All you have to do is do what you were doing, is mark the player on the back post where you were just tracking and running. Instead, computer program says, switch to the football, watch football. And that's what they all do. Watch. As it goes over, bump, switches to the football, everyone's watching the football, and you've got a player completely and utterly unmarked on the back post. It's like, are you not watching the same game as me? Are you not aware that you've just run to go and block the player on the back post, and as soon as the ball's gone over there, he's still on the back post? Like, unbelievable. Ball comes across, and it's a tap in, and both react shocked, diving on the floor like, heavens forbid, we never knew he was there. Well, There's a couple of other little things, but I'm not going to show them here. Look around on the Patreon. I'll probably be doing more on there in the next through the week, building up to this cup final. I do think it's going to be a bit of a fun game because whoever loses is going to cry like a baby. And other than that, I'll see you next time on Cash Talks Football.